So, for those of you that don't know, besides working, I play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And lately I've been winning a lot of tournaments just at locals and shit, and it seems like every time I fucking win, I always get the shittiest pulls out of, like, everyone else, and it seems like whenever, I get around, like, second to fourth, I always get pretty decent, and it's like, great, I don't even get rewarded for winning, that's always nice. Anyone else get that? Because I feel like I'm the only one that it happens to. But anyways, hey guys, wow. Today we got a game here today against redshiner23 or some shit like that. It's another OU game using my 1-volt turn team that's really old that I still really like. That people are like, use something else, but I'm like, no, I like using good shit. So I'm going to keep using good shit. But my opponent's team, he's got a really good mix of a bunch of like UU-ish stuff with some nice OU stuff that actually provides him with a pretty good core that's going to be really annoying, because the main threats I'm going to look at on his end are going to be his Landorus, his Victini, and his Raikou, and also his Conch Elder, just because I don't have that many, because I have Landorus as far as taking physical hits go, and after that, it's not really going to look great for me, because he's got, 3 really good physical threats that I don't have too much for, and anything else, like, everything that he's got is going to have something effective against whatever I can have to take hits. So I really just gotta make sure I switch in Pokemon at the opportune times and play, my game right as far as how I deal with threats. But, yeah, I just gotta be really careful. But leads on his end, I figured he might want to go with Landorus or Victini, so I decided to go with Rotom. He goes with Venusaur, but I know first turn I should be able to outspeed him and just go for Volt Switch. So at the very least I can confirm that he is going to stand, which he does. So I can make a proper play based on that, which I decided to go to Magnezone because I'm either expecting a Giga Drain or I'm expecting the, Giga Drain or the Leech Seed, which I feel comfortable taking either. Like, Leech Seed will be annoying, but I can deal with it better than Rotom would like to. I was hoping he wasn't going to have HP Fire right there, but it turns out he did, so I thought he would switch out not having it in favor of having, like, Leech Seed or something, but he obviously didn't, so I take an HP Fire to the face, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Magnezone wasn't going to be that useful anyways, but it still could have, and it's just the prospect of it, but I wasted it. I go to Landorus because I knew I could just start Earthquaking it and apply pressure on it so that'd be easier to deal with for later. But he's going to go to his own Landorus on my next Earthquake, knowing it's just safe enough. He might as well just, do that. At least gauge what Venusaur is going to be able to take and then switch out when he knows he's safe, because I really had no, I was in really no position to try and overpredict at that point, so, predict really heavily there, so, whatever the case, just get up rocks, and then he knocks me off, I knock him off, and then after I knock him off, he's just going to U-turn out on me, because he's kind of accomplished everything he needs to, because he got the knockoff off, he got his rocks up, so he might as well switch. We're actually running a similar speed investment, which is weird, because I don't expect people to run the same speed investment as me on Landorus. That's weird as all shit. At least I think he was. That or I just was paying zero attention. But whatever the case, I thought I was going to kill him with Earthquake right there, but I forgot about the Intimidate, because I remembered how much I was doing before with Earthquake. And so yeah, I just kind of dropped the ball myself there. But just U-turn out right there into Celebi, because I know he's most likely just going for Giga Drain, so I can safely switch into Celebi, which is what I'm able to do. And I just need to be safe at this point, because I've kind of worked myself into a corner to where I'm not in a good spot, so I need to just kind of play it safe for a bit until I can afford to predict a little bit more. So I just go for Psychic to be safe, but he goes into Empoleon. I know my Rotom should be able to take it on well enough, so I'm just going to safely go into that, and I didn't know he was going to go straight for Toxic, which it was kind of obvious from the fact that he had Stealth Rocks on something else, but it's been a while since I played Empoleon, so it's just kind of not really realizing that, he's going to run it exactly like that. Plus, I was also maybe hoping he was going to be more offensive, but Toxic is a half standard move on it anyway, so I guess I was more hoping he was just going to go straight up for an attack. I guess was what I was thinking, but whatever the case, he just starts to Protect right there, because he might as well just Toxic Stall me a little bit. It's in his better interest to get as much off as possible, but I'm just going to go for Volt Switch right there and Volt Switch into my Magnezone, because he saw me do Volt Switch before, so he might as well try and Toxic, knowing I'm going to try and bring in something that would take a water move well enough, or any of its hits well enough, but he just went straight for the Skull to take out my Magnezone. I mean, he just went for Skull to get damage off on whatever, and I guess he was hoping he can get a burn on something more than he'd want a Toxic, so I mean, it makes sense, but I was more hoping he was going to make the Toxic play, knowing that I was going to Volt Switch, but whatever the case, just going to bring a Tyranitar, because I know after megaing up, a Superpower should take it out, so plus the fact that nothing really wants to switch in on my Superpower, fearing any other move, so I just feel safe going for Superpower right off the bat, but he just switches out to Conkeldurr, which is going to take it pretty okay, but looking at how much it did after the attack drop, I should still be able to take it out with a Superpower, so I figured I might as well just go for it, especially at this point where Tyranitar might not have that much of a use anyways. Gonna end up taking down the Conkeldurr with a crit. I don't think it mattered, because by the looks of it, like I said, I should be able to take him out anyways. Plus, I knew he would go for Mach Punch there, because he figured I would just switch out, because that was going to be the safer play, but whatever the case, do want to preserve T-Tar just in case, just because it's going to be a good check to Empoleon to have, so I might as well try and save it for now and see what else he's kind of got working, and, you know, also play it for the Raikou is more what I was thinking too, so just go to Landorus, because it's kind of Death Fodder at this point anyways. Take the U-turn pretty well, and he goes to Victini. I just want to scout out what this thing's going to do, which he's just going to go straight for U-turn, which he already racked up a turn of Sandstorm right there, which means he can switch into Stealth Rocks less, which is very, very good for me. And I hit the stop button in the middle of me in a sentence, but as I was saying, it was good for me that I got the Sandstorm damage off on Victini, because it can switch in less and blah, 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 but I do lose Landorus, but I'm also going to think on the notion that the Victini is Choice Banded just because I felt like I still should have been able to live the U-turn if it was Scarf, so I'm going to go off the notion of Choice Banded for now. But he brings in Empoleon off of the kill on my Landorus, and I'm just going to go into Tyranitar for the safe Superpower, which does an okay chunk to the Landorus. Not as much as I would have liked, but I'm going to have to take what I can get. I can't say it right there. Like, I figured he would just, for how I've been playing, I thought he was just going to go for the safe Earthquake, but he's just going to knock me off, and which, you know, it's whatever. And I try and go for the Hydro Pump right here, just because, again, I'm just trying to be safe as possible, because I'm in that point where I should be predicting, but at the same time, it shouldn't be too risky of me to just go for the safe move, and it should still carry me forward enough, so I'm going to kind of work off that notion. But he just brought back in Empoleon, which took the Hydro Pump okay enough, and then, I'm at the range where I'm going to die from Toxic, so he feels safe right here just going out to Landorus to try and take a Volt Switch, but I was thinking maybe Empoleon would try and stay in one more time, so I might as well go for the Pain Split to make my Remotum survive a little bit longer, but it just weakens the Landorus just barely, and I'm going to die from Toxic still, but at the very least I weakened the Landorus a bit instead of getting absolutely no damage off, so now I can go into Infernape right here. I really, really, really wanted to U-turn, but it was at that range of health where I really didn't feel comfortable about it, so I had to just go right for the close combat to take it out. But at the very least, now he's more inclined to go into something that can take a close combat and outspeed me, so I can play around it a little bit differently. But he goes into Victini right there, which I didn't want to risk him being scarfed, plus there's also the fact that I didn't think a close combat would kill it, and I didn't want to really risk it at this point, so I figured, you know, maybe he'll just go for Zen Headbutt or V-Create, so I'll go into Tyranitar to take any hit, but he's just going to hit me with a U-turn, being safe enough, he might as well, because he's made plenty of risky moves this game, so he can play a little bit safe here and there, but he goes into Venusaur hoping he'll outspeed and then be able to take me out, which he is not able to, considering I outsped, because I actually have speed investment on this Tyranitar, so that worked out for me, so I get to kill the Venusaur, but now I can just come back into Victini and hit me with the U-turn to take me out. But that means that Victini is out of commission because of the fact that it will not have enough HP to switch back in on on Stealth Rock, so I'm fairly okay now. Because all I gotta do now is weaken this Raikou to the point where I can kill it with a Mach Punch, because Infernape should be able to kill Empoleon with a Mach Punch with the range that it was at. At least I'm gonna work off that assumption, that, or whatever, but I'm able to score a late crit on the Raikou, which does matter because I would have definitely not killed. And I think he said he had Shadow Ball on it, so he would have gotten a substantial amount of damage off. I might have been able to still live and then just kill him off with another, but I'm pretty sure Mach Punch at the range I was at with at the Empoleon's range of health was at, I should have still been able to kill it with Mach Punch, so I don't think it mattered too incredibly much, so, well, as far as, because I would have been able to revenge kill the Empoleon no problem with, or the Raikou no problem with Infernape with whatever range it was at, so that wasn't the concern, is how much Mach Punch would do to Empoleon, which I think I still would have killed at the range it was at. I think I ran a damage calc to make sure, but in the end, whatever, I got a crit, and it sucks. I'm not trying to completely justify it. It did suck, and it was, you know, a little annoying, but how different the match would have been, everyone will be sure, because someone will probably look at the damage calc and be like, hey, well, you would have lost, and if I would have lost, I would have lost. I'm sorry, but, you know, Pokemon's a bitch like that. But able to take out the Empoleon with the Mach Punch there, and then Victini comes in to die from rocks, which will give me the game. So GG, Redshiner. Crit at the end sucked, but I'm not sure how much my Infernape would have done with Mach Punch. I think as long as he didn't have too much defense investment, I would have been okay, but I'm also not sure about that. But Theurymon is Theurymon. What happened is what happened, and if I was supposed to lose, I was supposed to lose. It fucking happens, so whatever. Still a good game, though. I kind of hated that I had to play it so safe, but sometimes you have those games where you really just have to play it by the books and it'll still, you know, lead you to victory, but it's not my preferred way of playing, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm thinking Tuesday I'll have a stream for you guys, and also I'm planning a little video series coming up soon that'll hopefully be fun and entertaining for you guys, so be on the lookout for that, I guess. But, otherwise, that'll be for this, so hope you guys enjoyed. Such blah, recommend sub, and later, guys.